I don't know if the Department of Education is anything but, I mean, it doesn't really, I don't know what it does.
Bill Maher had Byron Donalds on. Byron Donalds, Florida congressman, possibly our next governor, who makes an awful lot of sense. And here's Bill Maher agreeing with him.
The public is aware of the mismanagement, the improper payments.
What about the Department of Education? Now, I don't know that much about it, but I've never read good things. Yeah. Rahm Emanuel, who I agree with on almost everything, here was a quote. He said, "A third of 8th graders can't read, and now he wants to close the department." And I thought, that's probably why they can't read. Or at least partly. I mean, the numbers keep getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't know if the Department of Education is anything but, I mean, it doesn't really, I don't know what it does, except take money. It's sort of a middleman. It doesn't like run classrooms or do stuff like that. I don't think it makes policy. So where are you on something like that?
I think that the Department of Education has to essentially be closed. A lot of the authorities got to get sent back to the states. The dollars we appropriate actually need to go directly into the hands of parents, so that they can use those resources in their states and in their communities to find the best outcome for their children. When the Department of Ed was created in 1977, our reading scores and math scores for kids 4th and 8th grade were higher than they are today. Yeah. So it's not worked.
That is the shift, ladies and gentlemen. Sanity and common sense out of Byron Donalds, out of MAGA, and then Bill Maher suddenly realizing this is sort of a welcome to the party, pal moment for Bill. Again, didn't vote for Trump, but not going to be hysterical about it. That's what he said. He sees the tea leaves changing. You can call that self-preservation or whatever else that you want to call it. I'd like to think I know him pretty well. I think it is authentic. He sees what's going on here and I think is responding to it accordingly. But for a guy like him to say, I don't even know what the Department of Education does. And then Byron just lays it out quite simply. We don't need to pump a ton of money into a giant building that's actually about a mile away from where I'm at right now, that no one shows up to work for, that does absolutely nothing. And what are the I can't say it does nothing, because all it's good at is propagandizing and causing brain damage for our children, so they don't know what gender they are and they don't know if America's good and they think that socialism is better than capitalism. So Byron's right. If you believe that we should tax people in the first place, and some of that tax money should go to education, if you believe that public education should exist, then what you would want to do is kick as much of it back to the states. You would want to have as much choice. So the parent would say get a tax credit, and then maybe you go to the public school. If the public school in your neighborhood is good, maybe you send them to a charter school. Maybe you do homeschooling or pod schooling, but choice and local decision making that you have some ability to affect as a parent, like that's how you do it. So again, the shift is now that it's combining all of these people that you might say that me and Byron Donalds shouldn't, in a normal world, someone that's a little more on the liberal side and someone like Byron Donalds shouldn't be on the same side. But now he's grabbing Bill too, and Bill is acknowledging, and his audience is applauding for it. I don't know think about that. Bill's audience, which is a bunch of liberals, most of those people voted for Kamala. They're applauding the fact that Bill's going, I don't know what the hell the Department of Education does. And suddenly they all go, I don't know what the Department of Education does either.